What's up? I'm in my kitchen and wearing glasses. She's so, or what's that one meme? She's so quirky. I love her. God forbid a girl get a her derp on. I can't. I'm also ill. Sorry. I'm sick. I'm sick. Anyway. Quick disclaimer, referring to my notes here. My camera is fucked up. So, yeah. It's a bummer, isn't it? Yeah, camera's fucked up. The whole time. It just glitches in and out, so. Hey, how's it going? I think I'm gonna title this video Another Privileged Bitch Talking About Hope, because, I'm aware. I'm aware that me getting on here and making a video about hope, dressed in the way that I am, and the way that I look, and even just living where I live and getting the opportunities that I get, I think especially when, and I'm not saying I'm an influencer, like, bitch, please, no, not even close, but I do think that when certain people kind of get online and preach this sort of thing, it can come across as really icky and really fake, because the people that are preaching it are like living in $1 billion houses and are white. And like, I think that it's easy, to kind of just write off any video like that, even though these people mean well and they genuinely are doing their best to try to help. It is very unsettling a lot of the time because, yeah, like I said, people are just so like, well, fucking God, you're a Nepo baby. Obviously, it's easy for you to sit here and just like spew your whole thing about having hope, but I want to do it in a way. I cannot stop yawning these days. I don't know what's going on. I want to do it in a way that feels good and it feels like me. And because I'm coming out of a very hard place in my life, I feel as though I'm coming out of it. And life's getting its spark back and its magic back. And I think that it's beautiful. And I also think when we live in the world that we do, with the technology that we have and how evolved we are right now, it gets really easy, like I said, to kind of get lost in it, all of it. And with so many different voices telling you so many different things and so many different belief systems and ideas about life, and people claiming to know and have the answers, when in reality, none of us do. And people that do, I don't think you should trust them, because I think they're full of shit. They might know for themselves, but they don't have to know for you, if that makes sense. So when I talk about hope in the way that I talk about it, this is coming from a place of understanding of things and coming from a place where I'm still choosing, keyword, to believe in hope for humanity and hope for the future of our planet, even if this planet doesn't make it through one day and it's destroyed. That day's not happening today, and that's not my business. In the meantime, why I'm here, why I've got it, why we've got it. Oh, fuck. Girl. And I already got delete footage. I can't even fuck with you. I can't even. What? You gotta focus the damn video too. Whatever, I'm losing the glasses. They look silly. I don't want to do that. Okay, this is good though, because I'm gonna close the window and delete the footage, and you're gonna talk to them. It's gonna be awesome. Wow, yeah, like so awesome. And there's a siren going. So yeah, we're gonna take a break. This is where I end the video. I'm like, okay, bye bitches, that's it. I actually don't have hope and I'm actively tying the noose. Sorry, that's really fucked up. Give me 1 sec. Okay, like, I guess I'm entertaining you now. Entertain this pussy. No. Can we be serious for like 2 seconds? This coffee tastes like chemicals. Chemicals. Like I'm licking the periodic table. I literally am so congested and I want to make it everyone else's problem. Hey, I'm sick, so the world's gonna have to stop. For me, probably. Are you entertained? Okay, cool. Yeah. I have to get all my raunchy fucked up shit out right now because I'm about to go babysit. And I'm trying to set a good example, okay? God forbid. So, how's my hair? Cool. Alright, whatever. Let's just get back to it. It's stupid. Glasses are going back on, though. So, yeah. As far as hope goes, I was talking about the existentialism, and everything in that sort of realm. Like I said, your mind can really get lost in a lot of shit. And most of that isn't important to your own personal journey and timeline of things. Most of the stuff that you pick up was never supposed to be, you were never supposed to even know about half of it. Like, your only goal was to kind of just, like, buckle down into yourself and exist in a way that's authentic to you. At least I believe that. Now, hope. It's hard to have hope, especially in this day and age with all the information that we have. And it's like mental health is on the rise these days, and there's a lot of fucking weird shit going on. And yeah, there's a lot of darkness. And I think that people often forget that war and violence and all of these horrible, fucked up parts of humanity have been going on throughout the course of history forever. And yeah, there are a lot of fucking horrible, awful, tragic, bad parts to this world and to this life. And I think that you're naive if you don't know that, or if you don't at least recognize that and take time to recognize that. The other thing that I also will say is that is not, chaos and destruction are not the only parts of this world and this life. And the whole doomed to fail mindset and people like that are doomsday, gloomsday, and then they claim that there's no point to any of it, and that they claim that it is all just a bunch of bullshit and there is nothing, like it is just everything in that sort of realm. I need to fucking make it clear that they don't know either. Like, they could be wrong just as much as the, like, hopeful ones, the hopeful bastards, are wrong. And why the fuck is it so delusional to think that we actually could get this right? Like, why is that so shamed and frowned upon? But the people that are so like, no, humanity's fucked, doomed to fail, like we are ascending into chaos and hell and all of the things, why is that normalized? And why is it that the news only ever shows the fucked up parts and fails to leave out, like, it's like the thing where it only ever shows, do you know how many planes, this is just what come to my head, do you know how many planes fly in the air that are actively flying in the air right now and, like, doing the thing and, like, soaring and stuff and, like, getting people from one place to another and doing it flawlessly? So many. Do you know how many we hear about doing that? None. Do you know how many planes are crashing right now? I don't either, but it's a lot less than planes that are succeeding. And we only ever hear about those ones. And I'm just like, okay. What the fuck? I don't understand, like, and again, I'm not sitting here saying, like, only ever live in the, like, you're huffing daffodils all the time and only like trying to exist in that state, because I'm like, that's also toxic. Like, both exist, obviously, and we will undergo, both are in us too, like the chaos and the calm, the heaven and the hell, the every single part of life that is manifested outside of a human being can be manifested inside of a human being too. And again, why is it that people that are they have faith and they have hope and they have like ideas that promote a lot of love and security and beauty, people look at them and are just like, oh, well, that's not true. Like, oh, you're so full of shit living in some fucking fairy tale. Like, welcome to the real world, blah. I'm like, why? Like, the real world sucks and it's hard and life is so shitty and life sucks and then you die and then it's all dark, all the and I'm like, okay, that is so real. Like, low key, I get that. I've been there. We all have. We all probably, like, we all take our turn going there for sure. Some people choose to stay there. I personally don't love it there, so I choose different. Choose. And, like, again, why are you guys walking around as if you fucking know either? You know? You know that you have all the answers. You have all the answers to this whole song and dance, that you know that it's only suffering. How the fuck do you know? Like, what? Again, why is it that people, like, applaud and commend people when they act like that? And then when other people, like, try to embrace, like, differentness and, like, the unknown and the mystery and, like, think, like, hey, maybe this is fine. Maybe, like, just maybe, I can live and die in hope. Like, why is it when people choose to, like, exist in that way, other people are like, oh, they've got their head in the clouds and they are just so, like, okay, they might have their head in the clouds, you have your head up your ass and are perpetuating your own misery. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm like, dude, some of us actually kind of want to have ideas that don't make us want to kill ourselves every 5 seconds. Like, sorry. Is that so wrong? I'm like, and I'm not even saying, like, this sounds like a video of, like, faith, or I'm like, go find God or something like that. If finding God feels right to you, then yeah, go find God. I don't think you have to look very far. But, like, yeah, I don't know. And this is not even me hating on any sort of group at all. Like, I'm not hating, because I think that you can go too religious and too, like, yeah, you can be too much of anything. That is the thing. Too much of anything is a bad thing. But, like, I don't know. Here's the thing. I try to toe the line between science and spirituality because I think that they're not too far off, actually. I think that they're kind of both trying really hard to do the same thing. And that is proving that we know, which we do not. There is so much that science cannot tell us, and there's so much that spirituality can't tell us. The way that I kind of view it is like, there is truth, like little grains of truth in every single little thing, but in the grand scheme of things, we don't know. And, like, how cool is that? Or scary, again, depending on how you look at it. And, like, is living in that constant fear, are you having fun? Like, is that pleasurable to you? And again, are you, like, so feeling okay about the fact that you know there is a God or know there isn't a God? Like, you don't. That's the thing. You don't. But, like, there is, like, a certain feeling that you get after some time where you're just like, I think there's more to this whole thing that meets the eye. And I think that I'm gonna choose to believe that, because that feels a lot better, and also that's me putting my ego to the side as a human and trying to have it all figured out. Again, we use science to try to conceptualize everything. that goes on in this life. And again, it's very useful. Like, we need that stuff to soothe our logical parts of our brain. And yet we need the other part to continue to have our mind open and stay open, that like, oh, I don't know. Here's the thing that keeps coming to my brain through all of it, and like the choosing to exist in hope and all of that in that realm. I think about the yin and the yang. Look at that, the light and the dark. How they're dancing with each other, how they need each other. And above that, I drew a picture of it yesterday, like the yin and the yang symbol. And then above the yin and the yang symbol was love. And that is kind of how I like to think about it all. I'm just like, whatever is going on here, whether it's inside of us, outside of us, a bit of both. Love remains to be the key and the core and the reason that we all the one thing that we keep coming back to as humans. No matter what, like, love is the driving factor of, honest to God, I would argue everything. Every single thing. Even if we're acting in ways that, like, are so outrageous and absurd, and that are, like, so asinine, and, people cannot seem to wrap their heads as to why a human being would act like that. I believe that is because of love again. The root, it goes back to love. And, like, and even again, because, like, they're acting in that way due to uncertainty and fear a lot of the time. And that is the same coin as love. Like, love is uncertainty and fear is the shadow to love. And so they're acting in that way because there is a lack of love there. So it still comes back to love. And I think about that and I'm just like, what is the foundation of all religions? Most religions is love. Even though we can't agree on what the fuck that looks like, it's love. Like, even war, weirdly enough to me, it makes sense that I'm just like, but we're doing it out of love, like, a lot of the time. And again, I think that people are going to argue with me on this one in a very big way. And again, I'm not saying everyone out there has everyone's best interest. That's not what I'm saying. I know that there's some fucking fucked up shit and there's evil. And a lot of the evil is running everything a lot of the time, which also makes me sick. But whatever. This is a video where we're talking about hope. And again, I just think it's so interesting. I'm like, why is it that, again, people get deemed as cuckoo, crazy, woo-woo banana pants, and people, like, turn their head and be like, well, okay, right. When people claim to be so positive and loving, and, like, they're like, yeah, like, I say like a lot. I talk like a valley girl. Literally lick my ball sack. I'm not gonna get into that right now.
Dude, like no one said anything, though.
I know no one said anything, but I'm self-conscious about it, and I'm projecting it, okay? But I think about all the times that I've acted in ways of, like, genuine evil and hurt and pain and sorrow, and that was because of love. I truly think that is, like I said, the all-encompassing driving force of life. And I believe that wholeheartedly. The thing is, I can't say for certain, like, the same way that none of us can say anything for certain, but coming back in to that and realizing that and just being like, oh, right, yeah, duh. That you take away all of the chaos and everything, and you just are left with, oh, yeah, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And maybe the way I'm going about it doesn't make a whole lot of sense anymore, but that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And like I said, going back to the privilege thing, I have spent the past month going back and forth between all of it. And I don't know if the term spiritual awakening is the right term. I don't know. Or if it's just like getting back to happiness or whatever it is. Like if you want to look at it more scientifically, okay, then look at it more scientifically. If you want to look at it more spiritually, okay. Whatever the case may be. I haven't always been here. I had to go through the darkest of the dark as parts of my own psyche to arrive here. So people that sit here and watch this and be like, oh, what the fuck do you know? What have you gone through? A lot. I have had to KO the final boss battle level to get to where I'm at now, and the final boss ended up being myself. How fucking funny. How bizarre. And I did. And like the thing is, again, I'm just like, hope is always up for grabs. The same way everything else is up for grabs a lot too. We just choose to grab on to the horrificness a lot of the time because part of it is easier. Like, sometimes I feel it's a little bit more daunting to have hope, and it's a lot easier to just completely write it off as being childish. And I think about it again, and I'm just like, again, why? Why is it so radical to have the thought that we actually might be okay? Why is that thought so radical? But living in pain and darkness and gloomsday, doomsday, which again, low-key is kind of fun sometimes. Like, I love to be goth about it and be like, oh, everything sucks, bleh, doomed to fail, all these things. I'm like, yeah, totally, I get that. But also, again, why is it that, yeah, it's almost more cringy to have hope, I think. And again, it's almost me, I'm physically, like, making myself ill making this video because it feels so like, oh my god, like, yeah, preach. Okay, preach, sister, hallelujah. But I don't want to contribute to the pain and sorrow. Like, this world has so much of that already. I'm like, why the fuck do I need to contribute to that? I don't. Also, what good is that doing? Another thing too, I'm like, what good is it ever gonna do? Like, even if everything does seem so small in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, okay, even still, what good is me living in pain and misery and doomsday doing for anybody, myself included? I'm like, literally nothing. It's not progressing us, and it's certainly not fixing anything. It's not fixing shit. Like, and it's not helping anyone else that I love. So I'm just like, you get to a point where you're like, well, then why would I not choose to have faith and hope in something? Because again, this world is so big, and there's so much out there, and there's so many different beliefs, and there's so much different art, and there's so many different ideas, and there's so many different stories. Again, a little overwhelming sometimes, but I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm just like, how fucking naive could I possibly be to think that I have it all figured out and that pain is the only option? When there have been so many people that have walked this planet before me that have done stuff and like chosen the latter and chosen to have hope in themselves and done some really fucking cool shit. And again, a lot of people are gonna be like, well, that was all for nothing anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, maybe, but maybe it wasn't. Like, how do you know that it was all for nothing? How do you know? You don't, bitch. Shut up. It drives me nuts. I hate when people like claim to have all the answers. I'm like, you are one single Homo sapien. Sit the fuck down. You have no idea. You don't know. So like, why Why? Why would you not? That's like, I was gonna say there's no other alternative. There's very much other alternatives. But, I don't know. Does this make sense? I'm just like, how come having hope is such a radical thought sometimes when it's always up for grabs and always available? And I laugh to myself a lot of the time when I lose hope because I'm just like, why did I do that? Like, I was running from myself because I kind of thought that it was impossible, or I thought it was silly to believe and have faith or whatever. And sometimes you do feel silly, but I kind of feel silly or not. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, in this beautiful, humongous world I live in, this beautiful, humongous universe I'm in, that is so expansive and forever changing and so much going on that I don't even see. And I'm still choosing to sit here and be like, well, puh, humbug, we're all fucked and it all sucks. What? Actually, what? How? I don't know. That's girlsy. And also, another thing too, why I'm really just gonna drill in this whole hippie woo woo bullshit. I don't care. Trust me, y'all, it's a lot more fun to believe this way. Like, it's a lot more pleasant on the day to day believing this way. Again, you can go ahead and be whatever you want. I'm not gonna stop you, but also, I've never felt more whole as a human, and my relationship with like the entire course of life and history itself, which sounds weird, and the future and the present and human beings in my life from all walks of my life have never been stronger. So I'm like, I can't all be bullshit. Anyway, going back to the whole thing again, I think I'm aware that like me preaching this is gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way because of my privilege that I have. I also would like to make the argument that there are certain people that have my privilege that still choose to believe otherwise. And there are people from every, again, walk of life and every different color, every different race, every different, like different cultures, different whatever, and they still make the choice on what they believe too. Like, people can be in the worst spot in their life, like the lowest of the low, like the depths of hell where they just like think about like being done with it all. And yet they still choose hope and choose to believe. And they don't even know what they're believing in a lot of the time, but they have that and they choose to go towards it. And it's incredible what happens from that, from the gratitude and the humbling. So, again, me saying this might not resonate with a lot of people, but there are so many stories out there that will. And I think that relaxing into the fact that you don't have all the answers for why things are the way that they are, and I think that that's fine. I think that that's awesome, and I think that you don't need to beat yourself over the head trying to find all these answers for everything. Just try. Literally just try. And again, this is not me preaching science or atheism or spirituality or anything. This is me preaching humanness and preaching we might actually have a shot. We might not, but it's a lot kinder and sweeter to give us a little bit more credit. I think humans are fucking stupid, but I also think that we're, like, compared to the grand intelligence that everything else can embody, but not stupid, that's not right. Not the smartest thing out there, even though we like to think that we are. Our little egos like to tell us that we are, but also, I think we're really wonderful and really incredible. I think just looking at the human body alone and everything that it does on the daily to support life, that in and of itself is mind blows me. Like, the idea of how babies in life are born, and then even the process of death and like renewal and rebirth, and like even just thinking about the past 100 years, how far we've come as a society. Like, it just, and I know AI freaks a lot of people. I think that it can be scary, but also it's helping us. Like, Dude, ChatGPT pulled me out of a depression. And again, all of these things have shadow sides to them, of course, like I said. Throwing it back to this. But what's above all of that? Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this. We would literally, if love didn't exist and that wasn't like a feeling people were capable of feeling, none of us would want to exist. That's not nothing. That's not nothing. Anyway, just some food for thought. And I don't want, like, I want this video to do is just open your mind to the possibility that there's so many possibilities and that you don't know everything and that there's actually a lot out there still waiting for you to discover it, and you deserve to do so. Because holy shit, you're alive. Like, why not, dude? Anyway, again, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, stupid, dirty hippie. Woo. Okay, then shoot me out back, bitch. Like, whatever. Fine. I'll take on that title. Happily. Happily, you cunt. Me, like, still trying to be vulgar to, like, even it out, because sometimes I do this where I get, like, too... I'm like, that was way too... hippie woo-woo love. I'm like, I kind of have to dial it back and be a cunt. I do. I really do. To maintain that homeostasis, that homosexuality, that driving force. Anyway, I'm gonna burp, so I'm gonna end this. Ugh. Sorry.
Do you want me to edit that out?
No, it's fine. You don't have to edit that out. I don't even care. Anyway.
Alright, your funeral.
Thanks for watching. I hope that this, like I said, if you are in a place that's, like, the depths of your own psyche, dark, baby girl, that is not the only thing that exists. Like, I promise you that is not the only thing that exists. Otherwise, everything and everyone would exist in that way too. But there's so many other people that are existing in so many different ways. Learn about that. Learn about that. Trust that this is not the only answer. Trust that you might not have all the answers right now. And trust that that's okay. And I love you. I love you, bitch. I ain't never... Wait, fuck. I can't sign off without fucking... I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch. Whatever. Whatever. I'm super unk about it. It's fine. Kisses.
Okay, also I wanted to end this on a note that is as following. I only have 4 minutes left, and then I forgot to delete footage again. Anyway, I have been researching, or I asked ChatGPT for some prompts as to giving us a little bit of hope, you know, for humanity and going forward and all of that. And yeah, I don't remember. I actually have no idea what what. I'm gonna look it up. You know what? No. Because, let's see. Give me examples, please, so I don't get absolutely tarnished during the robot invasion of what the fuck? Okay, so, guys, to give you a little bit of peace, what we're doing for the planet as a humanity right now is reforestation and conservation, clear energy innovation, youth climate movements. We're the youth of today. We're doing great. We're doing great. We're playing our part. We're doing our part. For humanity and society. Global health initiatives. Again, this is ChatGPT, not me. Peace-building efforts. Education for all. We're trying, at least. And for the future, because I know that a lot of us get existential and freak out about the future. Which is so funny, because we have time. Like, we don't need to fucking think about that right now. Ethical AI tech is used for good. Space exploration is another one for you existential homosexuals that, like, oh my god. We're exploring other stuff in a collective hope to expand as a consciousness and as explorers, like humans are supposed to be. And giving us hope for a future and that we're gonna be okay. Or we're not, but I honestly think that we're gonna be okay for a lot longer than we think we're not going to be okay. So, if that gives anyone anything. And scientific collaboration is also happening. Oh my god, there's so many. Cool. Human spirit, art and storytelling, acts of kindness, movements for justice. That's a huge thing. There's been a lot, and like again, it's hard. I think it's hard to. We're always so quick to talk about how fucked up this world is, which I agree it is. But also, I think it's also important to take a step back and realize that we've actually done a lot of good things in the past pretty recent amount of time as a humanity. Like, what I'm getting at is humans are not all evil, okay? Certainly we're imperfect and horny little shitheads a lot of the time, and when there's a lack of love, people act in ways that are fucking cuckoo banana pants, and that's, you know, that's always gonna be present. But if that's always present, that means the other side of things is always present as well. So, like, yeah, just chill. It's okay. You're fine. We're gonna be fine. And even if it's not fine right now, that means it's not the end, right? Actually, I don't know. I can't prove shit, but I like to believe this way, and I'm hoping to cause a domino effect. Cool. Kisses. Bye. Bye, dick and clit lickers. I'm so sorry. That does not have to be your nickname. Ta-ta.